That's what you never would. The whole world's fake. Everything's fake. I don't think many people actually understand how fake it is. Why did you choose the Muslim religion? I sit and say, name another one. It's going around the TikTok now that I worship devil or something.
You're on this camera, me, big up my body, little legs, and going, yeah, like, yeah.
I've never had a woman leave me for cheating. There's people above governments, my friend. Maybe not in Dubai so much.
So like kind of like Illuminati type, like concept.
Yeah, go. Sorry, I fucked it up.
No, it's okay. I like
I thought I was a professional.
This is real.
I've ruined it. But yeah, and it's also the way social media's changed now, because certainly the attention spans have been decimated in real time. I know mine have. I know even me as a person, I can't focus on a video for more than 4 or 5 minutes max. Have you ever looked up something like how to find a setting on your iPhone, and the guy's like, "Hello, my name is this. I will tell you." Oh, skip, shut the fuck up. Where's the setting? Like you don't have time. You can't focus on anything. So if across the last 6 years of doing long form content, they take the 15 seconds. Nobody's interested in anything else. They take the last bit. It goes viral, and what can you do? Nobody wants to pay attention to anything long format or the context or the nuance. And when you're discussing difficult issues, there's going to be context, there's going to be nuance, and that's the way it goes.
I saw your interview, which because I've known him a long time. Yeah. From the fight game, when he's not a YouTuber, he's a fighter. Turned. I don't know what to call you now, to be honest.
Fuck knows.
What are you now?
Top G.
Top G.
Top G.
Number one enemy of the Matrix, Morpheus.
And I saw your one with Penis Morgan. What I like.
Yeah.
Sugar Sean O'Malley used that word. It was funny. And when you was talking about the 24-year-old,
yep,
you said about 18s and 24-year-olds. Yep. I understood the context. I've seen that.
Yep.
But what was funny was how he was going to say, "Are you saying all 24-year-olds are, you know, yeah, going to be like in an abrupt way used or has-beens?" But I knew exactly what you mean through society and through history. I myself, you meet a woman or you're on a blind date. The first thing if she says to you, "Yeah, you know, I was on a babe station for 10 years." Let's be honest, we'd all be like, "Oh, okay," you know. If you're seriously interested. So your point was not it's bad or someone's used. Someone who's had a lot of partners is tending to be pushed away rather than a girl who's less sociable in a way. That's what you meant.
Yeah, and women are beyond criticism now. Women are absolutely idolized, and I'm not saying that women should be criticized. I'm saying that we should all be held to the same standard and we should be fair. And we're all going to be products of our habit. We're habits, right? We're habitual creatures. If you do the same thing every single day, it's pretty fair for me to assume that you're likely to do it again in future. So if you meet a woman who sleeps with a bunch of dudes, it's pretty likely to assume, well, maybe she's going to continue, or she's more likely to do it. You'd have to be an absolute fool to believe that somebody's not likely to do things they've already done before and they have a habit of. So to look at someone and go, they have a habit of acting in a way I don't particularly align with, I don't think I want that kind of behavior in my future, especially with something as important as children or family. For you to even have that standard is misogynistic. That's how they attack me.
That's my point. It's your opinion. And it's your like taste or like. For example, you might have one, I might have one. Yeah. Some guys might say, I like a girl's experience. I like what we said, that derogatory term, MILF or older or younger or cougar, whatever you call. So my point is, yeah, you can't push them. That's your taste. You saying, I specifically think this. And they went, no, he's this.
Not allowed, Tam. You're not allowed an opinion. Not allowed.
You know, I never thought I'd get to say this to your face, but I really admired your strategy with Piers Morgan. And I could tell, because I've had to debate him on TV before. Yep. And I'm sat on a flight on my own. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to get, this is what I'm going to give back. And you have to manage him very well.
Yep.
And when I watched that interview, part of me was like, is he going to be able to do what he does best to make Tate look bad?
Yeah.
And you kind of nailed it in the sense, and I loved how you kept looking at the camera.
Yeah.
You knew the clips, you knew what was coming, and you kind of hijacked the whole conversation, and everyone went there to see you maybe potentially trip up, and Piers really made you look good.
Yeah, it was certainly a PR win. Like afterwards, I was a little bit mad at myself because I'm a perfectionist, but my team analyzed the comments on every single video I've ever made. I get a report every single day of the entire internet, what's said about me, what's good, what's bad, etc. And Piers Morgan was my highest performing interview ever in regards to positive versus negative. 99.4% of comments were positive in my favor. So he lost. So that's how you have to measure it, right, with the metrics. So I would like to have said a lot more. I could have been a lot harder. I could have destroyed him. But I now know the Matrix is looking for me to trip up, right? So when they come at me and trying to get me to say something about LGBT or try and get me to say something about this race or whatever they're trying to do, I can't give the machine more ammo. So especially with someone like Piers, I had to be very careful with what I said because that's what they're waiting for because they can't restart the old machine. The misogyny thing is over. They still want me gone. So they're waiting for something to grasp onto. That's what they're doing.
I mean, I think some of the shots you used were cheap regarding this poor young girl.
Yeah, bro,
I mean, I've got daughters, you know. For me, and even if you haven't got kids, you know, you're around kids all the time. Our fan base, your fan base, yours, our youngsters. And I was like, bro, you've got an agenda, but don't be sick. And I like the way you brought that up, you know, because that's like,
what the fuck's that got to do with
wanted some clickbait of you saying one thing wrong, and that's it. You would have finished.
Yep. It is criminal. And these people, they're only out for themselves, and that's the internet as a whole. And it's also, the algorithm was rewarding people. Like when this whole Matrix attack happened, it was very orchestrated. I knew it was coming. I knew I'd get to a point where they were going to cancel me, but I didn't know it'd be as orchestrated as it was. So first, the algo started rewarding people who made a negative video of me. So my own team would make a video that was positive of me, and it would basically get 0 views. But if you made a negative video about Andrew Tate, it was always the top of every single one. So it's basically telling every YouTuber, if you do a negative Andrew Tate video, you get views. So that's the first bribe, right? Because they don't give a shit, right? They want views. So that's the first thing. And then the way it was orchestrated amongst the charities and NGOs and these activists, the way they all came out at the same, within 3 minutes, bro. Within 3 minutes, with 150 different activists post basically the same wording and slightly rewritten in the same picture. There's somebody above and behind all this shit. So they decided, somebody, whoever they are, don't kill me. I'd never kill myself. Don't fucking try. But, bro, because that's what's next. That's what's next. It's scary. I'm telling you, everyone thinks I'm paranoid. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. But it is.
I'm telling you, after yesterday, he was, I'm not sure when we're going to release this, but when he was at the gym, he came for a public workout. What I witnessed was insane. Yeah. It literally was, people were trampled on. The lift went out of order. People were jumping on the lift, bringing signs, pushing my assistant. And I was like, I said to him in the car, so this is like that Kim Kardashian, Cristiano Ronaldo kind of level. Yeah. Like I've had a lot of these YouTubers here. I've had the Mayweathers, the John Cena's, the Khabibs, but it's a different kind of thing. And I think where you've been banned makes you more of this.
They've martyred me, yeah.
Yeah, they've martyred you. Yeah. You know, like Prince back in the day, the singer. You never saw him in interviews. You didn't see them, so it's like, oh, there's Prince. You know, nowadays social media, like this whole influence. Like, I hate the word influencer, but they're everywhere. You know, they're everywhere. Yeah. Are they really celebs?
Yeah. The thing is, a little,
you know what I mean?
It's a little bit different as well with Mayweather. You might support him, but he's not really doing anything for you, bar entertaining. Cristiano Ronaldo, he may put a ball in the net for you. But with some of your stuff about the Matrix, I use the term a lot now. And as soon as I use a subtle one of your terms, people come at me for it. But I escaped the Matrix by accident. When I became a personal trainer, I actually just wanted to do a job I enjoyed, and I made my own business. And I was like, what, I can expense stuff? Yeah. You mean I have a tax-efficient business? I'm going to work in shorts, and suddenly all my friends that are doing pay-as-you-earn are getting really screwed over. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go to a fitness event in, somewhere foreign. I'll go Portugal. I can write that off against my tax bill. And I was like, why did no one tell me this, and why is no one telling anyone else? So when people hear your content and understand, they go, hold on a second, I'm being fooled into supporting the economy and it doesn't work out for me. Yeah. That emotional connection that they get from that is insane, and it's more of an emotional one than anything else, which is why the fans are so crazy. And I think the kids, it can be TikTok, but I think also they need more direction. Older generations probably got more friends, more peers, more colleagues that they can talk and communicate with. So yeah, when I see the videos and how young everyone is in the crowd, there's obviously a need here for a role model. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing.
You know, when you got banned, would you have, if you knew that was coming, would you have slowed down earlier, with the stuff you were saying?
So firstly, I knew it was coming. Secondly, there's been a few people online who said that I should have tapered down with what I was saying, but I had already tapered down 2 or 3 months prior to the banning because I knew it was coming. But the internet's forever, right?
And also, my word for you is like the social media drug dealer, where you're just expanding too fast and then just they trap down on you.
Yeah, it's influence. The problem is, I truly believe it doesn't matter what I would have said or what I would have changed. I think that when you get to a level of influence where your soul is not bought and you're not completely owned, however it's done. Usually most people who are famous are owned financially. They have a sponsorship deal, they have a record label, they have a sports team, they have whatever. When you're at a point where you're truly completely independent and nobody can, if they text you and say this, and you say get fucked, and you have massive influence over the youth, which is the number one, especially the masculine youth. I have a lot of fans between all ages, right? But let's say 15 to 25. That number one demographic is the demographic that the people in charge of the world are most afraid about. They're the ones who start revolutions. They're the ones who need to die in wars. They're the